Welcome to the podcast From Stress to Success Blueprint. I'm your host, Lolita, and today is an episode 104. So, welcome those who are listening in the first time. I'm so happy you stopped by. And for those who are, keep on coming. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope you already subscribed to my channel. If you have not, please do so. Okay, so we continue in the conversation about stress in relationships. So, today, I want to talk specifically about time management and the stress about that in the relationships. And it could be in a relationship with a friend, with a coworker, partnerships, whatever it is. That it could be that one person does not really know how to manage their stress and time that comes from that. And one of them can have a very different timeline for things than the other one. Or one, it takes forever to do something and the other person is more anxious of thinking, when is this going to be done? Obviously, we have different habits and not only about time management. So, how is that you do that? And if you are in a relationship where has to do specifically with your intimate relationship, with your significant other relationship, the time management could be also very stressful because if the other person does not know how to manage the stress, saying that, don't know how to manage the time, the situation can get very stressful because let's say they don't know how to manage it, so they don't have enough of it, and hence they cannot give you enough of that. Or maybe you are the person who just bad in time management, and you have a partner who complains to you that you're not spending enough time for them. Of course, I heard that if somebody really wants to see you and be with you, they will find time. They will change their life upside down, but make sure they are with you. Okay, fine. Maybe that's at the beginning, but what happens later on when you have your other things, responsibilities come along, right? And there are plenty of amazing, significant relationships that, all that time needs to be shared with other people and other responsibilities and other habits. So it could be very stressful. So how is that you deal with that? Obviously, we should not take this personally because other person already doing the best that they can. The same comes to you. You're obviously probably doing the best that you can too. So when you start with your side, you think, okay, am I really good in time management? Am I really good with spending enough time with other person? If you're not clear about the other person and they're not telling you anything, it does not mean that they all happy. It could be that you just don't want to have a conflict. And I already talked about that in the previous episode. So have communication. You just can say, are you happy with how much time we spend together? Or do you like what we do when we have time together? Or do you feel like you would like to do something else and maybe without me? Do you have enough time to do your own things? Just checking in and asking how the other person feels. Obviously, that's a very good starting point. Um, if the other person is not really wanting to talk about that, there's another episode where I talk about what specifically to do about this. But let's say that you already know that neither of you are good with time management, or one of you, or maybe you, it doesn't matter. There is an issue of time management. There are plenty of tools how you can know exactly what you need. Just starting off knowing where your time goes and writing a diary every single day and saying, okay, from this time to this time, I was going to work. From this time to time, I was working. Here I was watching TV. Here's I was just scrolling phone for 45 minutes and doing nothing. And this really see where is the time going? And then start looking at that list and thinking, okay, what can you really not do? Maybe there's some things that you can stop doing that or make it shorter. So instead of watching 5 episodes of the same show, maybe you can watch only 2 and then spend the rest of the time for something else, for that relationship that maybe somebody complained you're not spending enough time with them. And there are plenty of relationships in our lives that are very extremely important that maybe the other person may not even complain about that. For example, children. or family members. And you may think that you don't even need to spend time with them because while you're already living under the same roof, you're already spending 24/7. How much do you want? It's all about, of course, what's the quality of the time that you're spending with someone. Just because you met someone for coffee and you're just spending on your phone answering work emails and they're just staring at you, that's not really meeting a person. So find the things that um, causing you stress that has to do with time management. Communicate with the other person that's involved in that relationship. Are they happy with that? Then allocate where do you put the time in. And if you find that there's so much to do going on in your day, you have to start delegating things. If you cannot eliminate them, delegate them. And probably I should do an episode just on delegation itself. So it could be daunting task of thinking, well, do I really need to have a diary now and allocate my time? I don't have time for that, but you should, because when you know where those resources going, then you can take control of that. And also it can have a lot to do how your family taught you to manage time. Just think about how your parents were running the routines and schedules when you were a child, because like in a routine you learn probably from them. How are you going to do your adult life? So there's plenty of programs how to about time management. There's plenty of apps that I recommend to do, um, prioritizing and all of this. We will talk about more in that in the next episodes, but today was about time management and how that can get stressful in the relationship. So if you have any question for me or have a comment what I just said, I would love if you leave a comment in below. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome as well. And if you have not subscribed to it, please click subscribe, and that just gives an opportunity for other people to find me on internet. So until the next time.